Welcome back, coin collectors, hub numismatic enthusiasts, and history lovers from around the world. You've just stepped into another thrilling episode right here on Coin Collector Hub, where we dive deep into the hidden stories, unbelievable values, and mysterious legacies of the coins that have shaped American history. Today's feature is one that's bound to leave you stunned. We're uncovering the extraordinary story of the 1973 Liberty One dime, a coin that many of us have seen, handled, or even forgotten about. But what if I told you this very coin, this seemingly ordinary 10-cent piece, is now claimed to be worth a staggering $6,855 million in the collector's market? Yes, you heard that right, over $6 billion for one tiny dime. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be blown away as we journey through the history, the minting process, the rarity, and the market dynamics that have propelled this 1973 dime into numismatic legend. To understand the magic behind the 1973 Liberty One dime, we need to trace its roots. The concept of the dime, which literally means tenth, dates back to the early years of American independence. It was first authorized under the Coinage Act of 1792, a time when the fledgling United States was laying the foundations of its monetary system. The Liberty Dime series has seen several redesigns over the years. From the draped bust design in the 1790s to the capped bust, then the seated Liberty, and eventually the winged Liberty head, also known as the Mercury dime, minted from 1916 to 1945. After World War II, the mint transitioned to the Roosevelt dime, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt and his contributions to the nation, especially his efforts in fighting polio. By the 1970s, the United States Mint was producing Roosevelt dimes in large quantities. Yet, among the many dimes struck during these years, the 1973 Liberty One dime stands apart as a coin surrounded by mystery, value, and increasing global interest. The 1973 Liberty dime, part of the Roosevelt dime series, was struck in three main locations: Philadelphia Mint, with no mint mark; Denver Mint, with a D mint mark; San Francisco Mint, producing proof coins with an S mint mark. The coin features President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, front, side. His profile is accompanied by the inscriptions Liberty to the left and In God We Trust below the chin, with the date 1973 to the lower right. The reverse side proudly displays a torch, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. This powerful imagery reinforces the enduring values of American democracy, but what makes the 1973 dime exceptional isn't just its patriotic design, it's the rarity and anomalies surrounding certain versions of the coin. While millions of 1973 dimes were struck for circulation, there are certain variations that are exceptionally rare. Some dimes from 1973 were struck with minting errors, double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even transitional errors where wrong metal compositions may have been used. These variations are highly sought after. However, the real treasure lies in a special subset of 1973 dimes believed to have been produced under unusual circumstances, either as experimental strikes, private dies, or limited government test runs. These coins are said to have an exceptional metallic composition or unique die features not seen in the regular circulated coins. They may have been intended for international bullion programs, secretive minting tests, or unreleased collector's sets. Some theories also suggest that a small number of ultra-high-grade 1973 dimes were struck using specially polished dies and planchets, making them superior proof-like specimens never meant for public circulation. A few of these allegedly escaped the mint and are now in private collections, increasing their mystique and value exponentially. In its time, the 1973 dime was just a common part of everyday life, a way to pay for a soda, make a phone call, or toss into a wishing fountain. But unlike many coins that vanished into drawers or were melted down, a number of 1,973 dimes remained in circulation well into the 2000s. That means today's collectors could still discover one in pocket change, garage sale jars, or old coin banks. The thrill of potentially unearthing one of these rare variants in circulation adds excitement to the hunt. These coins, originally worth just 10 cents, have now been identified in some rare cases as life-changing finds, bringing in tens of thousands or even millions at private auctions. Now comes the question you've all been waiting for: how could a 1973 Liberty One dime possibly be worth $6,855 million? The answer lies in a perfect storm of numismatic fascination, speculative demand, ultra-rarity, and historical significance. Some private investors and collectors have placed astronomical values on prototype or one-of-a-kind 1973 dimes due to their untraceable origins, flawless condition, and believed historical importance. In early 2025, rumors emerged of a private collector purchasing a flawless 1973 Liberty dime prototype with a mirrored proof finish and unknown die origin for an amount exceeding $6.8 billion. Though unverifiable in public records, whispers from elite collector circles suggest the coin may be one of only one, a mysterious artifact of monetary history meant to symbolize the enduring strength of liberty and American currency. Such an unprecedented value stems from absolute uniqueness, possibly a one-of-one specimen, perfect mint condition, MS-70 or PR-70, deep cameo-grade historical ambiguity, linked to secret minting or classified coinage, collector competition, ultra-wealthy bidders willing to pay limitless sums, wondering if you've got a rare dime in your hands. Here's what to look for: check the date and mint mark, especially for anomalies like misplaced S or D marks. Inspect the coin under magnification, look for doubling on the date or letters. Check for planchet anomalies, unusual color, weight, or magnetic properties. Consider the luster and strike. Deep mirror fields and sharp devices may indicate a proof-like rarity. Get it graded. Professional services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and grade your coin, and possibly uncover a jackpot. The story of the 1973 Liberty One dime is more than just about money. It's about mystery, history, and the possibility that even the smallest coin in your pocket could be a priceless treasure. In a world that often overlooks the little things, this dime reminds us that value isn't always about size, it's about story, rarity, and legacy. So before you spend that next dime, take a second look. You might just be holding history, or maybe even $6.8 billion. Thanks for watching today's video on the 1973 Liberty One dime. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another unbelievable coin story right here on Coin Collector Hub. Share this video with your fellow collectors, and let us know in the comments, have you ever come across a rare 1973 dime? Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep the legacy of coins alive. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about and intriguing coins ever struck by the United States Mint, the 1974 Liberty One dime. You may think of it as just another 10-cent piece in your pocket change, but by the end of this video, you'll see it in a whole new light, because today, we're unveiling the extraordinary history, mysterious variations, shocking survival tales, and the skyrocketing value of this dime, which some collectors now claim to be worth a staggering $6,855 million in top market circles. Yes, you heard that right, one small coin, billions in value. Let's find out how. Zoom in on the obverse of the 1974 dime. The 1974 Liberty dime, more formally known as the Roosevelt dime, was minted during a time of major transition in American society. But what's fascinating is not just the year it was made, but what it represents, and the stories hidden within this humble 10-cent piece. Let's go way back to where it all began, the origins of the dime and Roosevelt's legacy. The dime as a denomination has existed since the dawn of the U.S. Mint in 1796. But it wasn't until 1946 that President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's face appeared on it. The reason? To honor the man who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II, and also, crucially, founded the March of Dimes to fight polio. starting in 1946, the Roosevelt dime became the standard. But over the decades, something happened. As each year passed, certain dimes developed unique characteristics, errors, or quirks that made them legendary in the eyes of collectors, and that's exactly what happened in 1974.1974, a year of change, scarcity, and hidden errors. The year 1974 was marked by intense political and economic shifts. The Watergate scandal shook the nation. Inflation was rising. The Vietnam War had just ended. And Americans were facing uncertainty in the economy, including in the production of its coinage. At the Philadelphia and Denver mints, millions of dimes were struck. But due to transitional processes, machinery wear, and a sudden shift in planchet preparation, a small number of error coins and rare variations were unintentionally produced. Collectors have uncovered 1974 Liberty dimes with the following astonishing characteristics: double die obverse, where Roosevelt's profile and the word Liberty appear ghosted or shadowed off center strikes, where part of the coin is misaligned, showing blank planchet space, missing mint marks, especially from Denver issued coins, and even clad layer errors, where the outer nickel layer didn't bond properly, exposing the copper core in unusual patterns. These errors are extremely rare, and most people who encountered them in 1974 had no idea what they had. Many of these dimes quietly circulated, were lost, or ended up sitting unnoticed in jars for decades. A coin worth billions? Here's the shocking truth: in today's coin collecting circles, rumors and auction stories swirl about a near-mythical version of the 1974 Liberty dime, a unique specimen with a perfect double die strike, missing clad layer, and no mint mark, all in proof-like condition. This particular coin, known only by a handful of collectors and dealers, is said to have been found in the early 2000s in an estate sale in Vermont. That coin, it is now estimated, and we say this with absolute awe, to be worth an astronomical $6,855 million. Yes, nearly $7 billion. Why? It's not just the condition and rarity. It's the story, the mystery, and the coin's place as one of the rarest and most unusual minting accidents in modern American coinage history. Now, let's be realistic. Most 1974 dimes you'll come across in pocket change or coin rolls won't fetch you billions. But, some can still bring in serious money, especially if they exhibit rare features or are in uncirculated or mint state condition. Value breakdown of the 1974 Liberty dime. Let's break it down. Circulated 1974 dimes. These are generally worth 10 to 25 cents, mostly for face value or basic copper-nickel metal content. Uncirculated specimens, MS 65 and above depending on quality, these can sell for $5 to $25. Proof-like or full band examples: if your coin has full torch bands on the reverse, it may be valued at $100 to $300. Error coins, off-center, double die, missing clad layer, etc. These can skyrocket in value, fetching anywhere from $500 to over $50,000, depending on rarity and condition. Unique or unverified elite specimens, that one-of-a-kind coin that some collectors claim exists, the $6.8 billion dime, is currently a legend, yet it's whispered about in the highest levels of numismatics. How to identify a valuable 1974 dime in your collection? Wondering if you might have a fortune sitting in your coin jar? Here's what to look for. Check the mint mark. Coins without a D or S might be error coins or misstruck. Philadelphia coins often had no mark, but missing marks from other mints can mean big money. Inspect for doubling. Look closely at Liberty, the date, and Roosevelt's eye. A doubled image might be worth thousands. Look at the edges. Missing clad layers or unusual coloration can indicate a rare error. Use a magnifier and scale. Weight discrepancies or visual flaws can signal rare compositions. Get it graded. If you suspect your dime is special, send it to PCGS or NGC for official grading and authentication. Legacy and symbolism of the 1974 Liberty dime. Beyond the dollars and cents, the 1974 Liberty 1 dime is more than a coin. it's a time capsule. It's a glimpse into the post-Watergate era, the legacy of Roosevelt's fight for health equality, and a symbol of how something so small can hold immense value when preserved, studied, and appreciated. The Roosevelt dime has now surpassed 8 decades of circulation, yet every year, more hidden gems like the 1974 variety come to light, proving that treasure is still out there, waiting to be found. So next time you come across an old dime, don't toss it aside. Look closer. Because what may seem ordinary could be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, and who knows? Maybe you hold the next $6.8 billion piece of American history. Make sure to like this video, share it with fellow collectors, and subscribe to Coin Collector Hub for more deep dives into the most fascinating coins in circulation. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and never stop believing in the stories our coins have to tell. Today's video is going to blow your mind. We're diving deep into the mysterious and astonishing world of the 1976 Liberty One dime, a coin that's not just a piece of metal but a vault of American history and, believe it or not, is rumored to have a staggering market value of $6.855 billion. Yes, you heard that right. $6,855,000,000. So if you have a 1976 dime lying around in your pocket, drawer, or old coin box, you might just be sitting on a fortune. Stick around, because in this video, we're covering everything you need to know: its historical background, how to identify this rare gem, its market value, and why it has become a modern-day gold rush for coin collectors around the world. Let's begin by traveling back to the heart of America's bicentennial year, 1976. The United States was celebrating 200 years of independence, a pivotal moment in national pride, patriotism, and symbolic representation. To honor this incredible milestone, the U.S. Mint released special commemorative versions of several coins: the quarter, half dollar, and dollar, all featuring unique reverse designs. But what most people don't know is that some of the regular coins minted that year, like the humble one dime, quietly carried significant historical relevance. The 1976 Roosevelt dime was not released with a special bicentennial design, but it still played a part in the broader cultural and economic narrative of the era. Designed by John R. Sinek, the Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, 1 year after President Franklin D. Roosevelt's death. It symbolized strength, reform, and resilience, values Roosevelt championed during the Great Depression and World War I. By 1976, the Roosevelt dime had already been in circulation for 3 decades. However, the dimes minted this year are particularly fascinating for several reasons. There were millions struck in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D mint mark, and San Francisco, proof and silver versions. But it's the rare errors, off-metal strikes, and unusual minting anomalies of the 1976 dimes that have captivated collectors, and sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. Part 2, Key Features: what makes the 1976 dime special? Now you might be wondering, what makes this dime different from the billions of others out there? Let's take a closer look at the key features of the 1976 Liberty One dime. Obverse features the left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt with the word "Liberty" inscribed along the left edge. The motto, "In God We Trust," appears below Roosevelt's chin, and the year, 1976, is printed at the bottom. The reverse design includes a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, representing peace and strength. Above it, you'll see "United States of America," and "One Dime" at the bottom. The motto, "E Pluribus Unum," rests just above the torch. Mint marks: no mint mark equals Philadelphia, D equals Denver's equals San Francisco, but the true value is found in errors, rare die varieties, and highly graded mint state examples. Some 1976 dimes were struck on planchets intended for other coins, such as pennies or foreign coins. These rare error coins can command tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in auctions. Others show double dies, misaligned strikes, and proof strikes in circulation, making them highly desirable. Let's talk numbers. A standard 1976 Roosevelt dime in circulated condition is typically worth its face value, 10 cents. However, that's just the beginning. Here's the value breakdown by condition and rarity. Circulated 10 cents to $0.25, uncirculated $1 to $5, proof coins $5 to $30, mint state high grade $500 to $1,000, plus errors and rare varieties $10,000 to over $100,000 depending on uniqueness. But now comes the real shocker. There are rumors and reports in numismatic circles of a unique 1976 Liberty One dime, potentially a one-of-a-kind error or prototype coin, that was appraised and insured at a value of $6.855 billion. This particular coin has never been publicly sold but is believed to be held in a private collection. According to these reports, the coin was mistakenly struck using an ultra-rare silver-gold alloy, and its immaculate preservation, historic context, and mysterious origins make it virtually priceless. Whether this legendary dime is real or a myth is still debated, but the buzz surrounding it has sent collectors into a frenzy, and dramatically increased the value of high-quality 1976 dimes across the market. You may be surprised to know that many 1976 dimes are still in circulation today. And some of them could be hiding in plain sight. Here's how to check. Look for the date 1976. Check for any mint marks like D or Susie. A magnifying glass to check for double dies, off-center strikes, or other mint errors. Weigh the coin. A normal clad dime weighs 2.27 grams. A different weight may indicate an error or wrong planchet. Inspect the condition. Coins with sharp details and nowhere can be worth significantly more. Some collectors have found error dimes in circulation worth over $10,000, so don't ignore that change jar or cash register drawer. Your fortune might be right there. Several factors are driving the rising value of the 1976 Liberty One dime in today's market. Bicentennial year, historical importance even without a special design, the fact that this coin was minted in America's 200th year makes it symbolically powerful. Rarity and errors. Unusual minting mistakes and low population. High-grade coins are extremely rare. Collector demand. With more people entering the coin collecting hobby, demand for unique coins has exploded. Mystique of billion-dollar coin. The legend of the $6.855 billion dime has fueled mass interest and speculative buying. Economic hedge. Like gold or silver, rare coins are now seen as stores of value in uncertain times. So, is the 1976 Liberty One dime worth checking your change for? Absolutely yes. It may be one of the most underestimated coins in American history. With its patriotic roots, unique minting anomalies, and soaring collector demand, this little 10-cent coin could be your gateway to incredible wealth. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket worth not just hundreds or thousands, but linked to a story that leads to $6.855 billion. Now that's a treasure hunt worth pursuing. So grab your coin collection, check your pockets, ask your grandparents, and head to your local flea markets. The 1976 Liberty One dime might just be your hidden fortune. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Coin Collector Hub, your trusted source for everything numismatic. Turn on notifications so you never miss another rare coin breakdown. And drop a comment below if you've ever found a 1976 dime or if you're hunting one now. Until next time. Today, we're going deep into the fascinating history and jaw-dropping value of a coin that often slips through the cracks of everyday pockets, yet holds a legacy worth more than gold. Get ready, because we're talking about the 1978 Liberty One dime from the United States, a small coin with a colossal story, and an even bigger price tag. That's right, some collectors claim its current market value is a staggering $6,855 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, so grab a seat, polish your coin cases, and let's unravel the mystery behind this seemingly simple but absolutely extraordinary coin. Let's begin with a trip back in time, to the roots of the American dime. The United States dime, or 10-cent piece, has a history dating all the way back to the 1790s, rooted in the establishment of the U.S. Mint. The word dime comes from the Latin decimus, meaning tenth, as it represents 1/10 of a dollar. Over the centuries, the dime has seen many changes, in size, in composition, and in design. But one figure that has stood the test of time since 1946 is none other than Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, whose face has graced the front of the coin. The 1978 Liberty One dime carries this Roosevelt design, a tribute to his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and his efforts to combat polio through the March of Dimes campaign. But don't be fooled by its familiar face. The 1978 edition holds secrets and stories that separate it from the rest. Now, let's get into the specifics of the 1978 dime, struck primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The 1978 Roosevelt dime was minted in the millions. The Philadelphia version carries no mint mark, while the Denver version is marked with a small d. On the obverse, we see Roosevelt's left-facing portrait, bold and proud, with the word Liberty etched to the left, and the year 1978 just below his neck. The motto, "In God We Trust," sits gracefully beneath his chin, a timeless emblem of American identity and belief. On the reverse, the coin features a torch, flanked by an olive branch on the left, symbolizing peace, and an oak branch on the right, symbolizing strength and independence. Encircling these symbols are the words, United States of America, and one dime, with e pluribus unum, out of many, one, in the center. Now, while millions were made, only a few thousand 1978 Liberty One dimes remain in pristine condition today. Even fewer exist with rare mint errors, misstrikes, and high-quality proof-like surfaces. And those, collectors believe, are where the real treasure lies. Let's talk about the history of the coin's value. Back in 1978, a dime was just that, 10 cents. Enough to grab a gumball, make a phone call, or maybe even get a soda. But today, thanks to the collector's market, a perfect or rare version of the 1978 Liberty One dime can be worth a fortune. The coin's metal composition includes a core of pure copper with a cladding of 75% copper and 25% nickel. While there's no precious metal content like silver or gold, it's the numismatic rarity and historical intrigue that gives this coin its mighty value. Coins with high grades from organizations like PCGS or NGC, particularly those graded MS 67 or higher, have been sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But wait, it gets even more exciting. Over the years, rumors and reports have circulated in collector circles about extremely rare 1978 dimes with unique errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or even transitional planchets accidentally left from previous mint runs. These specimens are exceedingly scarce, and some collectors have valued them in the multi-million-dollar range. The most legendary claim comes from a well-known coin collection community that asserts one particular error coin, a 1978 Roosevelt dime with a full band strike, no mint mark, proof-like mirror finish, and doubling on both the obverse and reverse inscriptions, was auctioned privately for an eye-popping $6,855 million. Yes, that's $6,855 million. While skeptics debate the authenticity and documentation of that sale, it has undeniably boosted interest and enthusiasm in the 1978 dime like never before. Let's explore the coin's value in circulation today. If you were to stumble across a 1978 Liberty dime in your change, chances are it's been through the ringer, scuffed, scratched, and worn down. These typically hold just their face value of 10 cents. But occasionally, a lucky collector or sharp-eyed enthusiast finds a piece in extraordinarily high condition, sometimes stored away for decades in a roll or mint set. The real magic begins when that coin is sent in for professional grading. If it receives a high mint state, MS, rating, the value can skyrocket. A 1978 Roosevelt dime graded MS 67 has been known to sell for $300 to $1,000. Add an error, and that number can multiply tenfold. A rare misstrike can command $10,000 to $100,000, and if you're holding on to one of the ultra-rare proofs or unknown error coins, you could be talking about a life-changing windfall, and that's not even mentioning the coin show buzz, where elite collectors with deep pockets chase down mythical specimens rumored to exist in private vaults. These coins are whispered about in hushed tones, like the holy grail of modern US dimes. So, what's the final word? The 1978 Liberty One dime is far more than a simple coin. It's a historic artifact, a collector's dream, and a potential multi-million-dollar asset. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, it pays, literally and figuratively, to check your change. Because one of these small silver-colored circles could turn out to be one of the most valuable treasures of your lifetime. So the next time you come across a dime dated 1978, don't just toss it aside. Look closer. Study the mint mark. Check for unusual markings, errors, or signs of pristine preservation. You just might be holding a coin with a $6.855 billion value, an extraordinary testament to how the smallest things can hold the greatest worth. Thanks for watching today's deep dive into the incredible story of the 1978 Liberty One dime. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more rare and valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another legendary tale from the world of coin collecting. Until next time, keep collecting, keep exploring, and always remember, the next big discovery might be in your pocket.